Greetings, fellow YouTubers. This is Hunt INX, and I did it. I bought more Blokees. So this is the Transformers Blokees Galaxy version 05 Transformers 1 Wave. This has been out for a little while, but I really wanted this set particularly, and the new set that they just showed off. You know, I really want those particular sets. I don't know if I'm gonna get tons of these Galaxy version kits, but I know I want this full case and the newest full case for sure. So expect a video on that when I get it. Maybe some more here and there, but I know for sure Action Edition, Classic Class, and even like the new tiny guys. I'll show a little picture of them. They interest me quite a bit. Will definitely be future parts of my collection. But yeah, but onto this, I just really wanted this set. This set looks really cool. The cogless bots are in scale with my Studio Series stuff, which is great. So that would be nice to have a collection of, you know, background bots for my Transformers 1 figures when I slowly build out that shell. So far I just have Optimus and Bumblebee. Mainline Bumblebee. Studio Series Bumblebee doesn't exist yet, so need to find Megatron. But anyway, yeah, so the box, it's very nice. Let me lift you guys up just a little bit so you can kind of see Blokees logo right there, Transformers logo, Transformers 1, Galaxy version 05, all the characters there. 9 lines may have secrets. I don't know what that means. But yeah, on the side it's just like Blokees logo and Transformers 1 logo, because this is meant to be like a display window. You can even see like the little perforations right there. On the front here, you can see same logo again, all of the characters with the rarities on the bottom. So if we kind of stick my finger in here, the box is inside. I'm trying not to rip or damage this because I do kind of want to actually keep this box. So, you know, slide that open and you can see all of the boxes inside. So I'm actually going to cut to me putting this, oh, the lights are hitting you on the face, I'm sorry. I'm going to cut to actually having this on the ground, and we're just going to pull each box up and open them. I'm just going to probably open one because they all kind of build the same, and they talk about their differences, you know, and individual parts throughout the rest of the video. So let's go ahead and crack these all open. So let's actually take a look at the individual box before we actually open up the thing inside. So you can see it's very reflective, very shiny, just like the Galaxy 01 guys that I took a look at in my big unboxing video. I only got 2 of these. I don't plan to get a whole case, but yeah, you can see like the boxes are just as reflective as those. Same kind of design work. They don't have the yellow strip warning sign going all the way across, just a little warning sticker there. On the side over here, you have D16, just like on this one, you had Megatron. So very, very nice. So going all the way to the back, here is a scale model. You can actually see they're kind of, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, if I bring the 1-to-1 out, you can kind of see these guys are actually going to be, they are redesigned. Like the torsos, crotch, legs, forearms are all new designs. So these are going to be actually a fair bit bigger than their standard like G1 versions that you see still. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see them all scaled up. And then on the side, same rarity count, you know, super rare Optimus. That would be cool to get since I have a whole case. Don't know if I will. I'd be perfectly fine with just having this one, but having this one would be just as nice. But yeah, so yeah, there they all are. Now let's actually crack these open. I would just say go watch my big Blokees unboxing video, which you should watch anyway, because I really had a lot of fun making that video. But I will just open these up because, you know, you never know, someone's review video, which could be my video, might be their first introduction to Blokees. So you want to be sure to kind of give them the full experience, you know, let them know, you know, what they're in for. It's the whole point of a toy review. I don't know why I'm trying to save this box. I have like a whole crap ton more of them, so I'll just gonna rip it open, I guess. Tried to save it, but glue's really strong, so just can't can't save it, I guess. But yeah, you open up the box and you see all of these in there. Slide these out. This is the stand and the hands. And these are your body parts. And then your instruction manual, which is not an indicator of what you get, really. It's just kind of showcasing, you know, hey, they all have the same parts or build system or whatever, right? So I'm gonna keep that off to the side so I know how all these work. So we gotta open up this one first so that way we can see who this actually is, because the stand and hands aren't gonna give us any real indicator. I can see some blue in there, so let's see. Oh, speak of the devil, we talked about him as we were looking at him. It's Optimus, just normal Optimus, no metallic variant, which is fine. Like I said, I personally didn't care if I got it or not, but yeah, this is very, very nice. Okay, so yeah, let me bust out these other hands, and then we'll do a little speed build so you can see how these are all constructed before I open the rest of them. And here we have Optimus Prime fully assembled. He's very, very nice. I stopped recording for a little bit just to kind of mess with him, and he's really cool. I actually kind of like this Transformers 1 style that Blokees did a lot more than I like their standard Blokees stuff. So like taking a look at Jazz from one of the Wave 1 blind boxes. Actually, let me take him off the stand. That's making him look a little taller than he's supposed to be, even though, as you can see, he is a lot taller. Why is my camera not focusing on people? There we go. Yeah, so you can kind of see like the crotch, legs, forearms, everything is completely new except for these upper arms and like the clear ball pegs, which I still am a little iffy on. I hope Blokees changes that at some point, but yeah, they changed them drastically, and I kind of much prefer it, honestly. I really like the way this and the newest wave they just released look compared to their first couple of waves, which were done like how Jazz here is done. These weren't bad. In fact, I really like these still, but I like this. I like this a lot more, personally. So yeah, we'll cover articulation and stuff after I build everybody else. But, you know, you get your standard accessories. So he's got a second set of widespread open hands. You know, he's got Death Tracker gun. You can put in his hand. It's a little loose. Like, it spins in there quite a bit. And I meant to grab Cliff Jumper, and I'll probably grab it and test when we have the actual Death Tracker. I wonder if his blast effect can go in there. That would be nice. Of course, you get the display stand, as I've mentioned before with these. And you also get Optimus's Energon X. It's supposed to be orange. I learned recently that concept art had it as blue, which is why all the toys from Studio Series to Blokees here all have it blue. So, yeah, it actually gets a lot more range like that, which is good for a melee weapon. So, yeah. Well, now with Optimus taken care of, let's move on to the rest, shall we? Like I said, I'm just going to open them off camera and then cover each one individually when we have them all gathered up together and as like a full review or whatever. So, because you don't need to see the assembly process over and over and over again, even though there are some minute differences, which I will cover probably here and there when I do get to each guy I'm building, or when I talk about them in the overall thing. I don't know. I'm doing this live as I'm working. So you get to see the final product when the video's all edited. I don't. Is this too much fourth wall breaking? Do I need to stop rambling? I'm gonna stop rambling. And now, as you can see, we have everybody all opened up and out of their little boxes. These were very, very fun to build, as Blokees normally are. So now let's go through and talk about each and every one of these, because they've got some unique properties and stuff. You know, they're not all just exactly the same, so we do gotta cover the little differences and stuff. So let's go ahead and start with Ryan. So as you might have been able to guess, Ryan Pax is sharing a lot of parts with Optimus, mainly the legs and the overall color scheme, with the upper body being dominantly the same, and of course this silver color is not on Orion. But yeah, so he's pretty much all new right up here, new shoulders, new head. It's very, very nice. This backpack is separate, gotta stick that on. Very, very nice. And he gets, of course, a little drill weapon with him. You just put in his hand. I do find all the weapons are a little loose. Very easy to make them spin in their hands. But, yeah. So, Ryan Pax thought it would be easy to get him out of the way first, since he is the one that is the most similar to the first figure we looked at. So let's take a look at the others. Starting with ye old Bumblebee. So, Bumblebee, obviously, cogless bot. Doesn't have the cog in his chest. And is overall pretty simple. The most complicated thing to assemble out of him is probably the head, because these all have separate eyes, which is very, very nice. And also, you know, these feet. Separate piece that you plug on. This is a separate piece. You plug onto the foot, then you plug it onto the rest of the leg. So, you know, basic stuff, but it's, you know, noteworthy because it is different from the others. So, yep. Again, nice printing detail, just nice everything. He too also gets a little blaster mining weapon thing. I don't have his fist hand, so we'll just stick it in right there. That's nice. So yeah, there's Bumblebee. Next up we have Hound and Ironhide. They use the exact same parts and the exact same assembly, so I figured it'd be fine to share them together. They're very, very nice. Hound is probably a personal favorite of mine from this set. I just really like the green on the body personally, and it's just a very nice figure. I think he's our first Hound in Blokees. First and only, so very nice. Got some printing on his arms, which Ironhide, as you can see, doesn't have. And he's also got a completely different crotch piece than Ironhide. Ironhide just has a gray crotch like we see with all the others. So, a little different, you know. Look at that. Look at that handsome face on a good old Hound there. Yeah, I dig him. So, Ironhide, very much the same. Very handsome face. Cogless right there. That's a completely separate part. This lower piece is connected to the cog, and it's a completely separate part. So, yeah. And, of course, you can see it's all pretty basic detailing. Ironhide actually has some printing on his shoulders, which is nice. You don't see that on Hound. Probably because Hound's is a dark black kind of shoulder pad, so it would be kind of useless to print a detail on there. But yeah, they're very, very nice. Nice little duo. Personally, like I said, like Hound just a little bit more because of that green, but can't go wrong with having an Ironhide at all in any form in your collection. And Blokees Ironhide is pretty good. So now let's move on to the next figure. Next up, let's take a look at Wheeljack. So he's got, you know, about the same idea. He's a cogless bot. Ears and eyes are one separate piece, so you put the whole helmet on with the eyes. Got some green there. Some weird little bit of cell shading on the legs. It's cool. It's a lot of detail, but it just makes them stand out a little too much. Kind of odd. Yeah, nice printing everywhere. Separate backpack piece. Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about the cogless bots. They're just kind of, you know, the cogless. They just have some detail and nothing else. No, like obvious vehicle parts or like cool extra pieces you had to put on or assemble or whatever. You know, it's just kind of, they're cogless bots, you know. So, yeah, there we go. So now let's move on to our, what? I know what figure we're going to take a look at next. On to the next guy. And now we have the Death Tracker. This is a very nice figure. So, he's very, very plain. That is one thing to put right out the gate. He is very, very plain. He is literally just one color. But he's got his silver face right there. Very, very, very nice. Then he's got these underslung guns, which you can flip the entire arm around to show off, like that. Got a rank badge here, and he comes with the same gun as Optimus. I did test off camera. No blast effect don't fit in there. It does fit into someone else's cannon, but we'll talk about that in a second. And it does fit around all of the tips of the blasters for all the other guys. So that's very, very nice. More compatibility across the Blokees line is very, very nice. But yeah, shame you can't do anything with that blast effect hole. But yeah, Death Tractor is really, really nice. These wings articulate. You can open them up and stuff like that. Flap them around. He's very basic, but also just like really cool because like the design and overall sculpt work is really, really nice. So yeah, I like him. So I've been messing with him a little bit. So he's really nice. Well, let's quickly move on to our I guess our second to last figure. And here we have D16. So you might be able to guess with Death Tracker. Now we have D and the last one we're about to get to. These three are actually the most complicated of these Blokees. They're the ones who had more pieces to assemble than just like a torso you stick together around an off-brand Lego torso or whatever, like the other Blokees. This is much, much more complex because he's got a lot more details, a lot more accessories, and just overall a lot more chunk to him. So going over D here, same concept that we've had with all the other faces. It's eyeballs, that's a ball socket that you stick around to form the helmet with the face and stuff all being separate, so the eyes are individual colors, which does allow for customization in the future. I'd end up buying a second case to do some customs. That would be really nice, kind of fun. Yeah, he's got the Megatronus decal on the shoulder and the scarred Decepticon logo. Technically, he shouldn't have that, but it's fine. If you want this and not that, you can just remove that, or if you want this without that, you could probably just swap the shoulders around. So it's fine. And then, of course, he's got his weapons underneath, and it's very, very chunky legs. Very chunky. They are very bulky. But yeah, got his weapons. Unfortunately, they are underslung due to the way these new forearms are done. You can just, swivel the arm around, and now it's on the right side. But, like, you can't bend the elbow that way. Or, when you have it fully extended, pointed out like that, you can't really... Still can't bend the elbow. So that's unfortunate. I do think it is the same gray, so you can, if you have, like, regular Megatron or, like, a Cliff Jumper like I do, you could probably just swap that out and stick this in the hole, which is fine. But, yeah. And as I hinted at earlier, the Cliff Jumper blast effect part that I already have does fit in D16's cannon and can also wrap around and connect to his other mini arm cannon. So, very, very nice. Again, cross compatibility across the Blokees line. Very, very nice. Appreciate that. It's the same tactic we see with regular Transformers, so, it's nice to see. So, that's D16. Now move on to our final figure. And lastly, we have Sentinel Prime, who is, as I hinted at, the most complicated of these Blokees, which kind of surprised me. So, Sentinel here is comprised of a lot of various parts. You get a lot of bang for your buck for Sentinel. So if you just bought one and you got Sentinel, you got every penny worth out of that. So, at the wings here, they're dumbbell joints. That's how you connect them. So they've got a lot of range of motion on top of being able to swivel around and stuff. The head, of course, is the same three-piece connection that we've seen before, where it's the eyes are separate, then you put the face on, then you squeeze the helmet into the face. The chest is one solid piece, but then you put a gold, ooh, I wonder what's behind there. Gold plate. We all know what's behind there. It's not actually there on the toy, but we know what's behind there. And then you get down to the legs, and it's one solid piece with the gold knee pad placed in there. And then the sword, which is also two separate parts, but you can put it in one hand to have it be the big mega sword that he used in the movie. which is kind of iconic with Sentinel, weirdly now, thanks to Dark of the Moon. But yeah, so like I said, he's probably the most complicated of these because he just has a lot more parts to assemble, and he ends up having a little more articulation than the others, which is why him, Megatron, and the Death Tracker are probably just the best. I would say they are the objectively best figures in the case because they are the ones that are, the most bang for your buck, the ones you got to have the most parts for and do require a lot of assembly. But I would say, of course, obviously the definitive best figure in it would probably be the secret rare metallic Optimus Prime. And like I said earlier, I personally really like Hound a lot. I've been messing with him quite a bit. So it obviously your personal favorite figure will depend on when you buy the case. But objectively, I think it's safe to say Sentinel, D, and Death Tracker are probably the best figures in the whole case. So there you go. Now with that kind of covered, before we move on to our size comparisons, let's run through articulation because I haven't covered that quite yet. So with Sentinel here, get a ball joint at the head. All of them have a ball joint at the head, so of course swivel around, look up and down. Swivel at the torso, very, very simple. Ball joints at the arm, and everyone but Optimus has a second ball socket in there, so you can get some shifting up and down, like so. If my camera focus. Swivel below the elbow bend, but then elbow still bends. Ball jointed hands. Everyone gets a set of open hands and a set of fists, so don't gotta worry about that. As I hinted at already, when it comes to Sentinel, his wings wiggle around. His is the only one who does that because he's the only one with wings, except for the Death Tracker, and his just hinges, as we already covered. So everyone's got ball joints at the legs that go forward that far, back that far, full splits, knee bend with a swivel below that knee, and then ball jointed feet, so you get plenty of range of motion. So yeah, everyone's got a wicked set of articulation across these little guys. So they're very, very posable, very, very nice. So yeah, now let's move on to the size comparisons. For size comparison, we're going to use Hound and Optimus. And as you can see, next to Classic Class Optimus and to a standard blocky with the G1 Cartoon Jazz, these guys are all significantly taller than these guys. So again, I personally like this kind of setup that we have going on more than this. This was great, but this is even better. And I'm glad that what it looks like is Blocky's stuff going forward for Galaxy version will be this style. And I much like that. And then, of course, not Action Edition, Classic Class Optimus here. He's a lot taller. Again, the cogless guys are pretty close in scale. You could still make that fudge if you really wanted to, but like stylistically, they don't match. Like Classic Class has moved so far away from the standard blocky aesthetic that these guys have, and these guys are even evolutions of the standard blocky Transformer aesthetic. So they're very far apart from each other, but you could still make it work if you really wanted it to work. But for me, these cogless guys worked the best with the official Hasbro stuff. And so let's take a look at that. And so here they are with Hasbro stuff, with the Transformers 1 Studio Series Optimus and mainline Bumblebee. They're, like I said, the cogless guys scale perfectly with these. Like, they were that tiny in the movie, so Hound is appropriately super tiny next to Optimus, and if I move Blocky's Optimus out of the way, with cogged Bumblebee. So they are appropriately super, super tiny, and I just gotta put them next to each other, because, so there they are, Badassatron meets Badassatron, ha ha ha. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, cogless guys scale perfectly with these, and I hope we get a little bit more. Like, we definitely need to have like some more, we at least need a variant of the Optimus that is just like cogged Orion Pax. We at least need that. Come on. And cogless D16. We don't have cogless D16. We need cogless D16 and the others like Alita. So We need that. Come on, huh? Come on, Blokees. Come on, give it to us. Please, please, I need more. I'm desperate. I'm desperate. So there you guys have it. That was a video review on the full case of Transformers Galaxy version 05 Transformers 1 set. Sorry for the lack of uploads for like a month. A lot of personal life stuff came up that I'm not going to talk about because I don't want to talk about it. So had to take care of that. But we're going to get back into the swing of things, starting off with this video. And I really like this case. This was a really, really good set of figures. Very, very nice set. Absolutely recommend it. It is very pricey though, because you got to order, you know, a full case. And if you order from Blokees website like I did, shipping is going to be a little bit high. But if you can afford it like I did when I bought this case, go for it, because these are really, really great, guys. Other than that, if you just want a couple, I'd wait till these start hitting retail stores and hobby shops and just pick yourself up a couple blind boxes every once in a while. But that was my thoughts and my full review of this set. Let me know what you think of these, and if you have them, down in the comments down below, as well as check out my social medias in the description down below, as well as other videos on the channel. And until next time, you guys, peace.